way to win. Yesterday, they beat the Nuggets at home, 121-110. LeBron with 26 points and 6 rebounds. Russell Westbrook came off the bench, by the way, guys. He contributed 18 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists, flirting with that triple-double. Shannon, who deserves more credit for this Lakers win? LeBron or Russell Westbrook?
Darvin Ham. Because, Skip, for him to be able to keep this team together, there were some expectations. Now, I don't know if people thought they would contend, but I don't think anybody thought they would be 0-5, 5 games into the season. And for him to say, you know what, Russ, we need you to come off the bench. He held guys accountable. For the first time last night, Skip, they looked like a basketball team. Skip, I know it's only 2 games, and I don't want to start running before I'm just not learning to walk.
Yeah.
But Russ looked better in these 2 games than at any point that he did in last season. Pushing the pace, doing all the little things. He's shooting, taking more better shot selection. He's getting guys involved. Hustle has never been Russ's issue. We know he's going to crash the backboard. But I just love what I'm seeing. Getting open looks for teammates. When he checked back into the ball game, fans, put Russ back in there. It wasn't man. There was none of that last night. He's a different guy. And yeah, he got his, 32, 33 minutes, Skip. But a lot of that, when he's with the second unit, he's the guy that's primary ball handler. So he don't have to worry about LeBron taking the ball out of his hands. Yep. He don't have to worry about any of that. And he played really, really well last night. I think he might have found a home in that second unit. He can still get major minutes, Skip. And then guess what? Late in the ball game, D. Ham put him back in the ball game.
He did.
And let him close.
He let him close.
Says, hey, bro, I got confidence in you.
Yep.
Skip, I think Darvin Ham hasn't gotten enough credit. I understand. This is not an easy job. You're coaching the Lakers, and you're coaching LeBron James. I got to get Anthony Davis. Russ is Russ. That's LeBron James.
Yep.
One of the greatest players in NBA history. You're coaching one of the 2 greatest franchises in NBA history.
Yep.
And you're a first-time head coach. He kept it together. Skip, they're not out of the woods. They got a tough Pelicans team coming in. But I like what I saw, and I like the job that he's done thus far.
So Friday night, watched every dribble, lauded and applauded Darvin Ham. Glory be, I tweeted, he finally did it. It's what he tried to do in the final preseason game, and Russ just pouted on him and walked right off the court and said, my hamstring's pulled. Baloney. Your ego's pulled. And Darvin had to reinsert him into the starting lineup for game number 1 at Golden State, as you remember, and it started to go disaster. Friday night, he came off the bench, and somehow he warmed up on the exercise bike enough that he was ready to rock when he got into the ball game. And he still, if you remember on Friday night, he still shot 6 of 19, which was fairly ugly, and he still had 5 sadly comical turnovers on Friday night. But I did like the energy, to your point.
Yes.
It was detonation kind of energy when he came into the ball game. And Shannon, for the first time, I saw Russ play without the pressure of expectation. It's almost like he just heaved a sigh and said, what the hell? I'm just going to play. And he didn't second guess. He just let it fly. Sometimes that can be, as you know, a bad thing. But it did re-energize the shock troops, and it helped them make a little run on Friday night. And then last night, it saved the game.
Yeah, they went on like a 17-3, 18-0 run.
They went on a 13-0 run for sure. But if we could see what happened to start the game, and I cannot explain any of this, but you called LeBron's game, was it last Wednesday night at Denver? Was it Wednesday or Thursday? I can't remember. I think it was Wednesday. You just said it looked dead-headed. It was one of the worst games in the regular season you'd ever seen LeBron play. He just looked completely disengaged out of it. I don't know why. So if we could see what happened to start the game against Denver at home last night, here's LeBron. He misses his first little up and under.
Oh, he missed some layups.
And then he missed a layup. That's pretty easy, actually. That was a shocker to me. And here's the third one. Nope, got to hit the underside of the rim. And here's the fourth one. I got this. No, I don't got this. 4 straight times, I don't know if you want to call them layups or just whatever, under the basket shots. There's
shots that he never missed.
He just doesn't miss them because a lot of times he just goes up and dunks you in the basket with the basketball. So he missed those first 4. And then at the end of the half, he pulled up and tried a three on the fly.
A running one-legged three?
Yeah, and it's like LeBron, and that hit nothing but backboard. Okay, so he was off to the kind of start he had for a full game at Denver. But the point was, Russ came off the bench, and with LeBron resting for, especially in the second quarter, they just went crazy.
Yeah, that's what got him back in the game and got him to lead at the half. And then the Nuggets make a run in the third.
They did.
And then LeBron goes to the bench, and then he takes because LeBron, something happened. Bron never starts the fourth quarter on the bench. He started the fourth quarter on the bench.
That's very prescient on your part. So the point was, if you look at the final box score, this is outrageously upside down to me because this never, ever has happened. LeBron finished this basketball game a -1 in plus minus. So that means that all the time he was on the floor, they lost by 1 point. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Russ led the whole team and the whole game by being a +18.
Yep.
Wait a second. So if you do some math, I believe that when LeBron was on the bench, Russ was a +12. So leading the shock troops with LeBron resting, watching, they were much better than when LeBron was actually in the game. Even though LeBron rallied and his numbers in the end are okay, he's 28, 8, and 6.
Right.
But Russ is 18, 8, and 8. He winds up playing starter minutes. I think Darvin promised him, just come off the bench. I'll get you your minutes.
Right.
Because 32 minutes is fine. He's playing right there with the starters, right?
Yep, because LeBron played 35. AD had 37. Lonnie Walker had 35. So, like you said, even though he's not starting, he's playing starter minutes. Skip, and when you look at what they did, they had 5 players in double figures. Finally, they didn't get out rebounded. They outscored the Nuggets in the paint and on second chance points. The bench scoring, they won by 19.
Yep.
The 3-point shot, Skip, all of a sudden, they're not shooting the 20s. They shot low 40s.
43%? Are you kidding?
And all of a sudden, if you notice, the 3-point shots are coming down, Skip. They're not shooting 45. Why are you shooting 45 when you should shoot 5? The way y'all shoot them, you shouldn't shoot more than 10. That way, at worst case scenario, you'd be 0 for 10 and you'd be done with it. But when you shoot 5 for 40, Skip, you're not going to win very many games shooting 5 for 40 from the 3.
And yet, Russell Westbrook sat there and sized up 2 threes. He was able to size them up because they don't even defend it. They're like, really? Go ahead.
I dare you to shoot.
So he kind of sized it up and thought about it. And he made 2 out of 4 threes.
Yeah.
Well, that's sensational.
Yes.
If he can just make a couple, at least it makes him honor it a little bit.
Skip, the Lakers, since Russ has started coming off the bench, he's +18 when they're on the floor. He's -16 when he's off the floor. So you see he's having an impact. And Skip, you look at something. You look at Kendrick Nunn. He only played 3 minutes. You look at these other guys, Skip, Damon Jones. He only played 2 minutes.
Yep.
They're like, you know what? Let me get Gabriel. There were games he didn't even get in the game.
Yep.
They said, hey, we got 10 minutes. We got 9 minutes for you. Matt Ryan hit 2 big threes.
And I told you, Darvin Ham raved about him all preseason.
Yeah.
I was like, Matt Ryan, he played a year at Vanderbilt, wound up at UT Chattanooga.
Right.
I'm saying, he's your savior?
Yeah.
Well, he could stroke it.
Yeah.
And they were seeing that in practice.
Even Lonnie Walker came to the party. He had 3 or 5 last night. Skip, look, this is the way they're going to have to play. Russ is going to have to get out and push tempo when that second unit's in. Because, Skip, I mean, come on, look at the second unit that he's playing with. It's not like they got somebody they can just dump the ball down to and go get some buckets.
Nope.
So they're going to have to push the pace.
He did play with AD a good bit.
Yeah.
Right?
And I love AD. AD played Yoke towards tie. Both of them basically 23 and 15. Now, he's not going to have the assists that Yoke has because they don't run the offense through AD like they run the offense through Yoke. So he's not going to have 8, 9, 10, 11 assists like Nikola has. But if you can match him point-wise, you can match him rebound-wise.
Yep.
And not let him do to you what he did to you the other night, go get 31, 16, and 9.
Yep.
You're going to be okay.
So, in the end, 2 quick points was that the unsung hero of all this, the guts and the glue of all this, ironically, is the undrafted kid from Oklahoma, undrafted Austin Reeves. He just keeps making little plays for everybody.
Yeah.
He can make them for LeBron. He can make them with Russ.
Yeah.
Russ likes to vibe off him because he makes basketball plays.
Hit a big 3 last night.
Big 3.
Drove the basket, got an and one.
He did. Big little plays.
Skip, look, He's not ultra talented.
No.
But man, the effort that he plays with, he tries. He's gonna try to defend everybody.
And he does know how to play. He just can't actually do it.
He just don't have the God-given ability
he doesn't have the
to do a lot of what he
but
knows how to do.
He is underrated, valuable to that team.
Yes.
And then finally, I got to give LeBron props for this. Down the stretch, when it looked like Denver might make a run, they start dumping the ball into you-know-who, the MVP.
Yeah.
And the MVP says, okay, I got this. And LeBron took him. And LeBron bodied him.
Yeah.
And LeBron fought with him because LeBron isn't as tall as Joker is, but he's just bigger and stronger.
Yeah.
And he just bodied him up and fought with him. And Jokic still came over.